feels super good.
All right, we're
All
on.
right.
Welcome to Disco
yeah.
Basketball TV. We have no idea what we're doing. We're short Mark. We lost Mark to the hurricane, actually in the Carolinas. This is pretty much a memorial show for Mark. Rest in peace. That's damn. I gotta change the name of the title. Is Rest in Peace, Mark. Proto Max is always reliably in the chat. The second we start, what are you doing? What are you up to?
All right. So, I was gonna say, I don't know why I didn't mention this earlier. You know, every time you start this, I don't know if Mark has the same issue, but I can't ever see the video that you play beforehand. It's just like a still, and then it starts. I don't know why that is, but
Do you hear the song?
no, I don't hear anything. It just I see like your hand in your costume, and then it just like, then you appear after a couple seconds.
So you just see silence and then the song.
Yeah, I don't hear the song. I don't see anything. It's literally the first like black still of the video.
That's weird because my guest on last Saturday after I did the intro, he was like, "Oh yeah, that's a badass intro." Like he saw it.
It's always been like that. Like, I mean, if I go to the homepage and then I view the replay, I can see it. But I don't know. Maybe it's a Mac thing. I have no idea.
Mark said he can see that. Yeah, maybe it's just you. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the video's tight. Eventually, after enough time, I'll want to change the intro. You know, just to keep it fresh, do some new stuff. I have a song that I've been holding on to in my phone that I actually want to use for the movie streams. For Mark. I just haven't made that yet. I don't know what to like do for the intro of the movie streams. As far as the visual goes, the Manson dance, I've always wanted to use the Manson dance for something.
It'd be cool, maybe, I don't know, some kind of like 70s.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
70s,
right?
I don't know. Oh, I got a good one. You know what I watched for the first time super recently? It was the first time I watched it. I watched 16 Candles for the first time.
What? Where have you been?
I know. My mom's been my mom, I'm sure, has recommended it to me. I also need to watch Pretty in Pink. I plan to tackle that one soon.
Oh my God. I've been watching these movies since I was 7 years old.
Dude, I didn't realize 16 Candle got down so heavy with the like people really were I was looking up reviews on the internet and people were really, 2024 style complaining about that shit. It's racist, it's sexist.
So it's interesting you say that because Mark Maron, he is the What the Fuck podcast.
Yeah.
I listened to that, and a while ago he had Molly Ringwald on, and she was talking about that. She said that she herself felt like her movies are outdated because they predominantly cater to like a white audience. And it's just like not relatable now. And
that's not true. I found that movie entirely relatable, to be honest.
Yeah, well, so she said that that's how she felt, but then she showed the movie to her kids, and her kids like loved it, and she was quite surprised that like people today still resonate to those films. But I've always loved that. Pretty in Pink has been one of my favorite films pretty much my entire life.
Well, so after I watched 16 Candles, I read about Molly Ringwald that basically from like 2000 to 2010, she worked pretty hard to get a sequel made to 16 Candles, but she only would do it if John Hughes would direct again, but he didn't want to direct it. Then 2018 rolls around and hashtag Me Too becomes a thing, and she puts out some long statement about how the movie's terrible and it's outdated and it's sexist and it's blah. And I was like, so that's a bummer that you're resorting to this for relevancy. But yeah, no, that movie, I think that movie is completely relatable. Like, there's plenty of things I would never get my girlfriend pissed drunk and then offer her to a guy and say, of course that's played up for laughs. Of course the Asian character is played up for laughs, but dude, that movie was literally like high school. But the one thing I will say is different, and I've talked about this before, I really miss this. This is one of my favorite things about like the 80s, like high school romance movies that is totally dead today is, so like when Molly Ringwald's character is getting constantly hit on by the geek.
Yeah.
She is constantly turning him down, but like they can still be friendly. Now, the scene in the car where he straight up tries to jump on top of her like a dog, obviously
Yeah.
that wouldn't happen. You wouldn't do that in real life. Of course, that's played up for laughs. That's not what I'm saying is realistic or what I'm saying that I miss, but it's the way that people used to be able to still be friends. This is the exact example I've always used. When we at least our age, when we were in high school, you'd be in like a group of friends, and it was like a very open secret that one of the boys has a crush on one of the girls.
Mhm.
Sometimes he would even outright flirt with her, and she would outright reject him playfully, and everybody would just continue being friends. This was just like a known fact of the group. Someone's got a crush on someone. I'm not interested. It's cool though. I still like you. We're still friends. Nowadays, you're friends with someone. The information is revealed that you have a crush on her, and she doesn't reciprocate. It's dead. It's awkward. It's completely over. They're not friends anymore. Like it's like people don't know how to so I did like that about the movie. The geek is continuing to be friends with her even though she's rejecting him, and she is continuing to be friendly to him even though he's consistently, like you can still be friends despite these disagreements in like potential romantic situations.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't jump on the fucking girl in a car, obviously, but yeah, that is like totally dead nowadays. And I understand because you constantly hear these horror stories on the internet of like a guy messaging a girl, and when she says she's not interested, the guy does that weird shit where he's, "Oh, boy, you're ugly anyways, and you're a whore." It's
Yeah.
like you're the reason this shit doesn't happen like that anymore.
Yeah.
So I get it, but I wish we could go back to because there's plenty of girls that like I've had things with, and I will say when I was younger, I was pretty much a fucking moron. So I'm not saying I would have been able to do this in every situation when I was younger, but there were times when I was younger that like, me and a girl didn't work out. I'd be like, oh, I kind of wish we were still like, I miss being friends with this person at least, but yeah, it doesn't happen anymore.
Well, I know with what is it? With who's the director? John Hughes.
Yeah.
He when he made those movies, he worked with the kids to make it seem like it's really from their point of view. And I feel like you can't ever have movies like that again because we're in a different world that's so, technologically obsessed. Kids today are not like the kids back then. They were so real because they weren't staring at their phones or at computers. They just were, awkward in themselves and hanging out with one another. I also really like, I don't know if you noticed, but a really young John Cusack is in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a lot of them.
And Joan.
Yeah, both of them. No, I love that. Yeah, Pretty in Pink is amazing. John Cryer is so phenomenal in that movie. I'm sure you've seen, even on Instagram, that scene in Pretty in Pink where he's dancing to Otis Redding. Have you seen that?
Probably. I like Otis Redding a lot, so I'm sure
So in Pretty in Pink, she works at a record shop with what's her name? There's a woman, Annie Potts, who's from what was she in? You've definitely seen her. She was in Ghostbusters. Her and Annie Potts work at the record shop, and there's this very famous scene. It's like, I would say it goes down in like cinema history of John Cryer trying to impress Molly Ringwald, and so he puts on Otis Redding and he's lip syncing it and like dancing around the store, and he has like these classic white leather shoes on that they really hone in on. It's amazing. There's like that cast is so good, but I would say out of all the John Hughes movies, that one's my favorite.
Okay. Yeah,
I think I remember like when I was a kid, I wrote a letter to Molly Ringwald. She never responded though. But I think I was like 8 years old, and I was like, I love this woman.
I really like 16 Candles. It was funny. I thought it was completely relatable. Really quick, just back to the comment, the guys get super defensive when they get rejected. Dude, if you message a girl and you try to make a move and she responds and is like not interested, all you're supposed to say is, "Cool, thanks for responding. Like maybe I'll see you around. Hope everything's it's not hard. You don't have to. First of all, we all know you don't actually think she's an ugly whore because you just asked her out. Like I can't stand that shit happens nowadays. But
So what other John Hughes movies have you seen?
I also have never seen Breakfast Club.
Oh my God. Okay, so You have to watch it. Everybody has to watch it. I will say, just my personal opinion, out of all of them, I actually don't really care for The Breakfast Club. I find it kind of boring.
I like
Because
romance better, so I imagine I'll like 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink better.
No, yeah, if you like, I would say Pretty in Pink is the most romantic. That one, there's just a lot of drama. It's so wonderful. I mean, you've seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Right?
Not for years, like when I was a child.
Have you seen Weird Science?
Again, not for my mom. I'm pretty sure my mom used to have all these movies. They were always on when I was a kid at some point. But
I remember having them on VHS.
I think my mom had them on VHS too. I remember seeing them around anyways. I could be wrong, but I remember her having VHSs of like Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles. If I could pull this one up exactly, that's where it ends. If they're interested. There's a difference.
Well, okay, so he was persistent over a span of 10 years. So it'd be like he would try, and then I would be like, no. And then he would try again, like after a couple years. But I feel like Anthony Michael Hall in the movie is like extremely persistent all at once. And then that's when a girl is like, no. But you have to like try and then just like give her a little bit of time and then try again.
But Annie, also to your credit, the very first time you denied him, you didn't fucking block him and like freak out about it. You just said,
no, it was just kind of like sorry.
Yeah, that is another issue. As much as I blame guys for getting fucking weird when they get rejected, girls also, once they get the first sign of a guy they know being into them, they like immediately like it's over, it's done. I can't be friends with him. I gotta block him. I can't talk. It's like, dude, like it's all cool. Like we can still like be friends. If the guy's not one of those weird guys that calls you a whore just because you rejected him, obviously. But yeah, to your credit, you didn't just like fucking block him and be, that's.
No, yeah. And then I mean, well, okay. So speaking in terms of the movie, like she couldn't have blocked him or done anything because there was none of that technology. She kind of had to say like, hey, fuck off.
And they were in school together at the time.
So they couldn't, really avoid each other. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like today it's kids today. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they just view relationships as so disposable because it's just like block next, So I wonder, like, is marriage ever gonna like? Is it gonna last?
Good luck blocking me when I show up at your front door, motherfucker.
Yeah. Who's this?
Yeah, that's my buddy from Saturday.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, hell yeah. Fucking A. Hey, drop some 80s movies. What 80s movies do you like? I know you gotta like some fucking 80s films.
We are talking about John Hughes.
Dude, one of the things that really frustrates me, like I find myself getting genuinely angry when I was watching 16 Candles, is that
who is this?
I don't know, these are all new people. You gotta act like you've done this before, dude. Act like it's cool. Yeah, you could have one kebab. What do you like? Or is that what you're saying? Kebab? Is that what the word is? Kebab. I can't read. So what really actually frustrated me, and it frustrates me in all these romance movies, is the entire movie you're trying to get the main two characters together, but things keep happening to where like, they can't get together. And like, I'm getting frustrated throughout the movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, fucking walk up to him and say hello, or like, dude, like get the fuck out of the way. Like, shit just keeps happening.
Yeah.
I know that's the point of it, but it's yeah, it's oh nice, we got a fucking, what is this, some German motherfucker? I probably just outed myself as some kind of terrible person if I'm wrong about that. Yeah, the internet killed love for sure. The internet has killed a lot of things. I'm on the side of on the side of the internet's more of a net positive than a net positive. Okay, cool. I was correct about the German, so I'm glad about that. Are you in Germany right now, or are you in the States? But you're just speaking German because you're cooler than us and you've got more culture than we do.
Well, in terms of what is Annie watching, I just started the new season today of Love is Blind because I like those kind of shows. And I always like to ask the public, what is this? Do you think hot and cold behavior works on guys? Well, that's funny because we were just talking about my relationship with my husband. and I had said that he had asked me out numerous times over 10 years, and I kept saying no, and then I finally said yes. And it was amazing. We had the best time. And then 3 months later, he said, I have been waiting 10 years for you. You were the only girl I've ever wanted. Will you marry me? And I married him. And we have a great relationship. So it can, hot and cold behavior can work. But I feel like it depends on the type of guy. I feel like the younger kids nowadays, like if a woman is mean to them, they're like, okay, fuck you, whatever, like on to the next one. I don't know. Society is so fucking.
I can say, as the guy in the situation,
Yeah.
if a girl, I've been with girls that were like very hot and very cold to me. Okay, cool. It's 3:21 a.m. or p.m. I would think a.m. I could be wrong. I think it's kind of an unanswerable question. It's just going to be case by case basis. There are some girls that have been cold to me, and I'm like, okay, you know what, fuck this. But then there are some girls that have been cold, and I'm like, I just need to chase harder. Like it just depends.
I think it depends on how much you like the girl. If you're like, oh, she is so fine.
Yeah, before you give the guy
amazing
the cold treatment, make sure he's really fucking into you. Unless you're trying to ditch him, then sure, give him the coldest fuck treatment. But
So, do you know the actor James Spader? Have you
no,
heard of him? So he's in Pretty in Pink. He plays one of the popular guys. You might recognize his face. I don't know. Did you ever watch The Office?
I fucking hated The Office.
Okay. Well, he was briefly in that. He's been in a ton of stuff. He's a big like 80s actor. He was kind of like a heartthrob when he was like younger, and then I think he's bald now, and it's just not looking good for him. But anyways, James Spader did like a ton of really classic 80s movies. One of them he did with Maggie Gyllenhaal, Jake's sister, super famous film called, I think it's called The Secretary. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
Yeah, she's not all that fantastic. Let's be real.
She's okay, but like this one is, so The Secretary, hello Grimrock.
What's up, Grimrock? Grimrock's become one of good buddy to the channel lately.
The Secretary is about, so James Spader, he works in an office. I think he might be like a lawyer or something, and he needs to hire a secretary. And so he hires her, and she's just like really nerdy and just kind of a klutz. And then basically what ends up happening is they develop this like, I don't know what, like this like BDSM relationship in the workplace. So he will like, he'll, you know, he'll like bend her over on the table and like slap her around, and then she has to like file paperwork, and it's like sexual, but not. It's really, really bizarre, but it's somehow this very famous movie. They do end up together, so it's kind of this like weird love story, and then they work in this small office together. I've never really cared for her, but I don't know. Some people really like her.
Did you see that comment asking about the love spell? That's all you.
Love spell, to be specific. What do you mean? Like, are you asking to do them, or?
Dude, this guy from Germany is really laying out the tea. I asked him whose bed. Well, we got my colleague's girlfriend just slept in his bed with his cousin. I would assume it's the actor you're talking about. After 3 years of relationship, now he is gay. So this guy slept in his bed with a girl, and now he's gay. Is that what I'm getting? Was this?
Where is Mark when we need him?
Was this girl that bad? Is that what happened on my colleague's bed? Because yeah, that's usually pretty detrimental if you sleep in a girl's bed and then it turns a guy gay.
That's pretty intense.
Was the girl? Can you describe her? Give me the best description of her looks, and I'll answer if this guy should have become gay after sleeping with this girl or not. That's what I'm here for. I said already.
It worked within 20. Oh, you said. Are we missing a comment? I don't know.
No, it just
I said it already did, and it worked within 24 hours. Oh, okay. Well, great.
We got Mark with.
I love magic, so if it's working for you, I say hell yeah, that's fantastic.
Give me some details on the it worked within 24 hours. Are you still with the guy? Are there any side effects you're not happy with? What did you do? Can you send us the love spell? Because I could sure use some help.
Yeah, Rob needs a love. So
I could sure use some help. I'm looking for a fly 22 or 23-year-old or something.
in this day of age,
I'm also looking for
an older lady.
no, I
With a
know
lot
that
of
I know
money.
that I'm crossing things that don't mix well, but I just said I'm looking for a fly 22, 23-year-old, but I'm also looking for a girl to let me sleep on her couch for free and pay all my bills. So it sounds like it's gonna be an OnlyFans girl. If it's gonna be
Probably.
if she's gonna be 22, 23 paying bills.
I mean, aren't you that meme? What was that meme we were looking at where it's like she just wants a guy that like smokes cigarettes and is 6'4" and like sleeps all day.
Mark is pissed. Mark is pissed. I'd be pissed if I were you too, Mark. Not even because it can't be at the stream. I'd just be pissed because you died, and you died due to weather circumstances. Actually, do you guys see this chat from MA? This actually isn't even real. This man is dead. These are comments coming to us from the past when this man was alive. He is gay, and I don't know who is this guy. So you don't know who the guy is, but you have all the tea on him. So he's fucking obsessed with me. I also wrote specific things about him on the paper, and he mentioned them the next day. Okay, so my writing must have sucked because I wrote something that I thought was pretty good.
Okay, so what I want to know is, because I have done love spells for other people before and they've always worked. What kind of love spell did you do, and how long did you tie him for? Because that matters.
Protomax is bringing back a classic against Mark, the ghost of the fake emo. The fake liar, scammer, emo Mark. Yeah, this is some pretty hot tea right here. His girlfriend fucked his cousin in his bed, and he came home and saw them both and said he was gay and never saw him again since that day. I mean, yeah, that sounds like a full-on plot. You can read a couple chapters out of that. Beyond the Grave, speaking of, I was watching things on Count Saint Germain today. Count Street, whichever one.
I think it's Saint.
Lots of death beyond the grave today. Yeah, I think there's what is Count Saint Germain?
I don't know. We can look it up.
Mark is laughing because he has been exposed once again as the fake emo of the show.
The Count of Saint Germain.
It doesn't say of. I don't know.
Well, because the Count of Saint Germain was a man from 1691.
Oh, here we go. Here we got your answer. I taught him forever to never be in love with anyone but me, to never lay his eyes on someone else. He is tied forever. So what are you're planning to never get tired of this guy, hopefully, right? I would expect that or are you just going to torture the shit out of him?
Make sure he offers a lot to you, you know?
Yeah, make sure he pays your fucking bills, that's for sure.
Yeah, make sure like this is somebody that like will, support you.
So they say he is immortal. Okay, so this Count Saint Germain is immortal.
What is... Yes, the love spells are no joke. I use blood and different spirits. Oh, okay. That's one way to do it. I did a love spell I've mentioned this before. I did a love spell for a friend, and she has been tied to the guy for years now, but he is also abusive. So they are together, but they love each other to bits, but it comes at the cost of extreme abuse.
Hold on, Jenny, I'll get right back to your comment. I'm just because this guy's going to go, but I have to go back to work. Maybe I'll come back. It was nice with you. Don't worry. We'll hear each other. Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for stopping by. We're on Twitch usually every Wednesday for sure. Most of the time, Saturday nights, we're usually talking about movies or something else kind of random, but Wednesdays for sure, my man. Protomax, spirits like liquor. I don't think that's the... Can you do love spells while drunk? Is that a thing?
Wait, is Jenny coming from what platform?
Look at when I pull can you see when I pull the comment up on screen?
Yes.
Do you see their name with the J?
Yes.
Is there not a little red YouTube logo there for you?
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, so look at Jenny's and then look at this one. That's the Twitch logo down there.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even notice that before. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, the red
No,
is
I
yeah.
was just like, this sounds like somebody that would be in my circles because I hang out with witches. So
Yeah, I would imagine
I
she's
was
here.
like, did
for
you
you.
come from my page? Like, you sound like somebody I would be hanging out with.
You will never get bored with him. Dude, I need a girl who will never get bored with me. Girls don't get bored with me. Girls get very worn out with me because I'm quite a handful. At least I used to.
But don't you cheat? Like
The younger me. The younger me.
younger you, okay.
But no, but I've always been a handful. I pretty much by the time a girl and me break up, she's been like checked out for months. So it sucks because I always go through the heartbreak phase, but the girl has pretty much they say this about narcissists that when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you effectively break up with them in your mind like months to years before you even actually really break up with them because you're so fucking tired of it. So then the narcissist gets dumped. He's heartbroken for like a year, but your girlfriend's already moved on to the next thing because she's been so tired of you for that's pretty much how my life has gone with all of my. But now that I'm old, I don't have the energy I used to. So I'm only half the man I used to be. So I don't have the energy to cheat on you. I don't have the energy to do any of this stuff. So it's all good. I don't get jealous anymore because I don't fucking care what you do. So spiritism demons. Give me some demon names. I know the names of like 72. Like I might be able to recognize some of these names.
This sounds like what Tim was talking about.
It sounds like, I have that book that I always reference, the Aleister Crowley book, but there's a guy that I really like who kind of seems to say that Aleister Crowley was a bullshit artist. Or at least not a bullshit artist, but that he was very incorrect about a lot of things. And I really like this guy that says that. So I tend to side with him. But yeah, the only demons I really know of are in that Aleister Crowley has spoken of. But I don't put too much weight into him.
Gavin Newsom? Oh, come on, Mark.
Wait, what is this? What are you saying this?
Like he's talking about like the kinds of demons, and then Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom is the 73rd demon. Actually, he is the 73rd demon. He is known for his magic in ass eating, not giving but receiving. No, Gavin Newsom definitely does not give. That's the first thing. He certainly is not one of those guys. You got to return the favor, but not Gavin Newsom. But I mean, look at that head of hair. Can you blame the guy? The guy's got a great greasy head of hair that I'm not going to have when I'm that age, honestly. So I can't say I'm not jealous.
What kind of lipstick did you use on your lips? It's ColourPop. You can get it at Ulta.
You're not going to ask me?
It's ColourPop. I don't know the color. There's only like a couple of them. It's like in like this like twist stick form. They have like liquid ones, but it's like a kind of like a crayon, like one of those. They'll have it at either like Target or Ulta.
That would be his signature line too. I've never worn lipstick. The only makeup I ever used to do was eyeliner, of course, nail polish, of course, and then red eyeshadow was always like my favorite. That was.
I could definitely see you with the nail polish.
Yeah, it was just. I did some colors once in a while. I usually mostly did black, but once in a while I'd do like red or dark red or something. Back when I was like 19 and I like could paint my nails. You can't paint your nails when you're my age, unless you're famous. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. All right.
You're working on it.
Yeah, it's not going so well, but
So, it's very clear that this guy isn't gonna show up tonight.
Yeah, so that's all good. Grimrock, since you mentioned that, what kind of face paint do you use? I'm not really too well versed on face paint. I know like there's grease paint for, I think mostly like performers use grease paint. I'm not sure, but yeah, what do you use? Yeah, we were supposed to have a guy on who told us he showed up in our chat a couple weeks ago, and he was from a YouTube channel that had like 700 subscribers. He said he was just a paranormal researcher and investigator. We asked him if he'd come on the stream. He said yes, and it's I'll bring up Jenny's question in a second.
Wait
And,
a minute. So, okay, this is someone then. If she's saying death doula, then you've seen our social media.
Yeah, type out how you know this. Okay, so
Yeah,
then
how do you know this?
so the guy said yes, he would come on, and then like I organized this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I basically sent him the invite to the stream just very shortly before we started. Actually, no, like about an hour in advance. I tried to make sure. He never saw it, he never responded. He might pop up in here any minute. I'm kind of debating if he does, I might just not let him in. I don't really know. Yeah, he still hasn't seen the message yet. I mean, I
Well,
don't really care.
Did you say, well, send him another message?
I'm honestly not that concerned about it.
Then he's lost his chance.
It's funny because now that I've sent him the link, I'll have to change the link. I mean, I send you guys the link every week anyways, but because I don't want him, if I don't change the link, whoever has the past link can just pop up anytime. Like my buddy from Saturday, I don't think he's still in the chat, but he could have just popped up in here right now. And like, I would have clicked him in because why not?
Damn, he flaked. What a thing. Well.
Yeah, he just never responded. And so.
And then he's going to be like, oh, my bad.
He's very short with his messages. He seems to be very, I don't know the word, like not talkative. Yeah, I'm curious to see if he'll even say anything. I'm not worried about it. Oh, I can't talk. I just burped in my mouth. I wasn't. I mean, I was looking forward to it, but I wasn't like. It's not ruining my night. We're having a decent chat tonight, so everything works out. I just wish Mark didn't die. That's a bummer, but we're gonna have to have a. Well, this is the memorial stream for Mark. RIPs, RIPs in the chat for Mark. Everybody. Show Mark your love and support with an RIP.
So
wait, what is ESL? I'm gonna look it up. It's probably some like
ESL.
Probably some young kid slang term or something.
You kind of look like Kat Von D. Thank you.
English as a second language? Is that what you're saying? Because I could see.
Jenny, do you? Well, I'm assuming you use Instagram.
I feel like Jenny's not going to tell us where she's from because we've asked her like 7 times.
Well, she clearly viewed my profile, and if she is also a witchy lady, I like to talk to other witchy ladies. So
we have an RIP in the chat for Mark.
More than welcome to.
I want RIP t-shirt like in the hood. Oh yeah, we should make RIP shirts. We should make RIP. But yeah, no, Jenny. I think she's gonna keep playing the mystery game because we've asked her like 3 or 4 times.
Well, I hope not. I mean, I want to know who this person is.
We're not mad at you, Jenny. I think it's fun. But yeah, we said where are you from, and she said you kind of look like Kat Von D.
I have gotten that before. Yes, I have.
You said the flake ass foo wasn't saying. Yeah, he did seem not so talkative. Like it was a lot of 1-word responses and. Man, I'm working on a guest. I really hope this shit works out. I'm not going to tell you guys who it is. I'm still not going to. I would be the only one excited about it. I am from
Louisiana. Jenny, do you use Instagram? That's what we want to know.
Jenny, if you cast a love spell on me, I'll fly out to Louisiana tomorrow morning.
Rob, are you working? Like, what's your job status?
I start a new gig on the 10th.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great. What are you doing?
I'm not going to say it on the stream because it's lame as fuck, and I'm trying to maintain an aura of a unemployed guy who drinks too much and smokes cigarettes. So
is it something like in the same tier as you were doing before, or just completely different?
That's manual labor.
Jenny, what is your Instagram if you feel comfortable?
You don't have to put your Instagram name in the.
You don't have to, but if you would like to.
Do you know Annie?
Follow each other.
Do you know Annie from Instagram?
Yeah, do you know me? Because you clearly have seen information on my Instagram. So we just want to know how you found that.
No,
she will not cast a spell on you, Rob.
Well, I tried.
See, she's already got a man, so that's funny. Wait, so is it in the same realm of what you were doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna sweat while working.
Okay.
The hours are
That matters.
the hours are really cool. So I only work I'm only gonna work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but it's 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I'll get all my hours
Oh,
in 3 days.
wow.
So I'll be home Saturday for Saturday night streams, and then I'll be home Wednesday because I'll be
Wednesday.
home pretty much all week. I was gonna say when she said Louisiana, that's the first thing I thought was voodoo. Also, movies like Gator Bait are supposed to be taking
So you're
place.
gonna have a coherent boss. Is that
Yeah, hopefully.
compared to the other guy?
There's a really good chance I'll hate the job and it won't work out.
Why?
I have a bad time at like straight world jobs.
Yeah, I get that.
I've been working since I was like 17. I've never, just not cut out for like average guy work. Lafayette around Bossier City, Shreveport, that area. We are hiring Robbie for interested in not having a life. I mean, literally not having a life because you died.
Jenny, if you would like to follow me or send me a message on Instagram, we can have our own little witchy conversation if you would like to do that.
Oh man.
So, okay, so next week, do you think like you can get a hold of a Netflix account to watch that documentary, or is it like a total no-go?
Well, I kind of like it the way we've been doing it. Where just you watch it and tell us about
Okay,
it.
well, I can do that too. I have no problem with that. I mean, I'm gonna watch it and love it. So
Even if I could get on a Netflix account, it's impossible to get me to watch things. You'll learn this about me.
Okay, I don't really know shit about that Eileen woman, and it seems like you and Mark do. So maybe like I'll bring the Menendez stuff forward, and you guys can educate me on her, and then we can.
Grimrock, what's the coolest thing you've ever seen in a cemetery? I one time was on a first date with a girl that I'm gonna be depressed about forever. Whatever. I just have to mention it one time every video. Whatever. Who cares? Fuck it. But we had our first date at a cemetery, and we both like heard a woman laughing from a certain area at a cemetery or at that cemetery, and there was nobody else there. It was like 10 o'clock at night. Protomax is offering to let me borrow his Netflix. I might take you up on it. I might take you up on it just because, like I said, it's impossible. If I don't want to watch something, or even if I do want to watch it, dude, I've been wanting to watch things for years. It's impossible to get me to watch anything that I'm not. I watched fucking Werewolves on Wheels last night from 1971 just because, and I bought that shit like a year ago. Yeah, I know about Eileen Wuornos. Mark knows about Eileen Wuornos. I still want to talk about Maura Murray at some point, but we can do that one whenever.
Well, we can each bring somebody to the table, so you can talk about her. Mark,
well, no, I don't want to stack the night full of true crime stuff because I don't want to be a true crime YouTube show.
Yeah. All right.
Like I'm fine with doing one, but I guess as of right now, I like calling myself a variety show. You could talk about...
I saw today that so I'm actually surprised. So the house that the Menendez brothers lived in is still standing. It's been like renovated, but it's still there.
Oh.
And what?
You know what I meant to send you earlier? I saw something. I guess Eric Menendez saw the documentary and is pissed about it.
Okay, so so I have been all about that. So he said that right after it came out, and then Ryan Murphy issued a whole statement saying, "That's funny because I know for a fact that you haven't even seen it." And I guess that has been proven that they haven't seen it. I don't know.
So they're just trying to kick up a fuss.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it's like I don't know. I mean, okay, I'll have to talk about this more after I watch the documentary that's coming out Monday with the actual court case, to see like what really went down. But I don't know. Like when I watched it, it kind of felt it was so sad. So I don't see how they would be so upset because it made seemed like it was on their side.
Grimrock, are you saying like on the lids like crypts? Is that like the I've only there's only cemeteries I've really been to are like small town cemeteries. The most I've done like closest to that was star signs, I guess, really quick. What's mine? I know I'm like a Leo, but then you told me there's like a bunch of star signs that people have.
Are you asking me what your star sign is?
Yeah, and I was born in August, but
yeah, you are I have your chart. Hold on, let me pull it up. I think you're an Aquarius moon. Let me pick it up.
yeah, see, I was always under the impression there was only one sign you had to worry
No,
about.
no, you're 3 signs. So you are a Leo sun and a Virgo rising and Aquarius moon, which I always think is funny because your chart is very similar to Manson's. I think he was also an Aquarius moon or an Aquarius sun.
So what that means, though, is that I'm badass, and it's undeniable.
Yes, you could. It means that if he was alive and you knew him, you would probably be really good friends and get along quite well.
Well, I mean, despite that thing, I just mean my 3 signs. That just means I'm badass. Like that's the only summary you could come to with those 3 signs.
Sure. Yeah.
Jenny, what's your signs? Yeah, they're all above ground. Okay, yeah, all above ground. And it looks like Gothic cemetery is where the cement. I'm thinking that means cement. The crypts are above ground. Yeah, the above ground shit is wild. Mark is April 6th. There's a lot more you need, I learned. Like, what is it? You need to know like the time of your birth and the location of your birth.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, I need, if you want me to pull up, would you, who is that?
Lino LaBianca. No, I wouldn't kill the LaBiancas, but the story's a lot different than you think. I won't rant about the Manson stuff too much, but the LaBiancas were in heavy gambling debt and they had a lot of ties to the mafia, so their death was most likely mob related. Manson only went into the house to tie them up to get a little black book for a mob buddy named Frankie Carbo that he did some time in prison with. As to why the murders of them happened, after Manson tied them up and took the little black book, it's not really too known as to why the murders happened. I know that Tex was there. Again, Tex was on meth at the time. Explains a lot of the overkill, but yeah, no, I wouldn't kill the LaBiancas. Manson also never told them to kill anyone, and it wasn't a cult. Scorpios aren't Scorpios badass? Like Scorpios are generally seen as like a don't fuck with Scorpio.
Yeah, Scorpios. I actually, a lot of my really good friends have Scorpios in their top 3 because Scorpio, they're very dark in nature, and they can be incredibly loyal friends, but they do have a dark side. So for instance, the girl that I consistently talk about that I always say like she would like you and she would take care of you. And she just likes like just bottom of the barrel guys. She's a Scorpio. She's very sexual.
What did the girl say after you asked about her favorite Beyblade, though? Did she not know what a Beyblade was? What
is that?
Beyblades were like in the realm of Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, but it was like these little blades that you'd have to know. Okay. What is a true Sagittarius? Like, what does that mean to have the word "true" in front of it?
Who said that?
Did
they say a true Sagittarius? Okay, a Sagittarius. Well. So what? Well, hold on. I want to know why you say you're a true Sagittarian in nature. Before I answer that question,
I like.
Are you funny? Are you funny? Do you like education? And worldly.
Grimrock's turned out to be a cool guy. I like this guy.
Oh, if Mark, if you're still there. If you give me your birth time and location, I can pull up your birth chart.
We got Sherm Smoke hitting us with all the most important things in life. Right on, brother. It's good to see you. Yeah, Mark, just put all of your information in this public chat right
you
now.
can do it in the group chat. It's
Give
okay.
us your social security number. Give us your address. You're dead, by the way, so it doesn't matter. So I mean, you have nothing to
He's not
lose.
here.
Okay, yeah, Grimrock says location, time, and all. So that means all 3 of them are Sagittarius?
Even more attractive. Well,
She
you can
just-
definitely do that.
She said, "I have no idea what you're talking about." You should have educated her on Beyblades.
Every guy says that. I have to ask my mom. If you have your birth certificate,
That's
it'll
what
be
I said.
there.
Well,
But
because what man cares about their birth? What man? Just tell me one man that has his birth certificate like in his dresser and cares about it.
I don't know.
Exactly. You're
I
not
will
gonna
say
find them.
they only started adding birth times to birth certificates after 1960.
I'm just going to
That
fuck
is
this
the-
guy. I put the spell
So
on
if
to
you
make
are
him-
born prior to 1960, there's a good chance that your birth time is not on there. But I think everybody is a lot younger than
Wait,
that.
Jenny, are you talking about the same guy you were talking about earlier, or are you talking about a different guy now?
I think she's talking about the same guy, the guy that she put the spell on. She's gonna.
But what do you mean, like you're just gonna fuck him? I thought you were like really into him.
Well, yes, because like if she has sex with him, then he'll be like, "Oh damn," and really just fall into the spell. What is this? Who's
Investigation 13, I do.
investigation?
What do you? What do you do? I guess that's the question. I do. I'm sure we say things and people reply in the chat, and then I just forgot what we
And
said
it-
like 5
well,
minutes ago.
I think isn't the chat like a little slow sometimes? Like we'll say something and they'll respond like 5
I mean,
minutes later.
it's a couple seconds, I'm sure. All I know is that was a fat baby at 10 pounds.
Mine is not there on the certificate. Were you born prior to 1960? So, you know,
Grimrock.
it's like it really depends on the doctor as well in the hospital. But generally speaking, after 1960, that's when hospitals started putting on.
Does this sound like true Sagittarius to you? Funny, learning things, musician.
And funny, take life in all things in the world and how things work. Yeah, I would say that's very Sagittarian in nature. Being, you know, funny. I mean, Sagittarius tends to represent like higher realms of education. So, and foreign travel. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know you in person, but you know, just with those few qualities you listed, I would say those are Sagittarian after 1960. Okay, as I said, it really depends on the hospital. Most hospitals started putting them on after 1960, but you know, if you don't have yours on there,
Wait, putting what on?
birth times.
Oh,
I don't know why that is, but that's kind of like the general rule is that hospitals started stamping the times on after 1960. I don't know if prior to that they were just like, fuck it, they were born on this day.
yeah, I remember your name. How you doing?
I
What are
was
you up
talking
to?
the other day about it. Wait, so where is Derek? Because he hasn't showed up and we were supposed to interview him tonight. So you want to help us out there?
Oh, yeah, I guess I could have asked you. Well, I'm not gonna have him on now. It's already almost 7. And the guy said, who knows if they're like friends in real life or if they're just like on the internet friends. Aries descendant, Aries. What does that mean? What is
What do you
descendant?
mean? Wait, what do you mean by descendant?
I'm curious. I like the way you type in all caps. You sound very that's a sign of confidence. I like that. I like that in a man. I want to shake your hand. I have a Google tab open for ESL meaning. I have no clue
No
where he
clue
is.
where he is.
Yeah, see,
Well,
what
he
a-
didn't show up, so he lost his opportunities.
Oh yeah, his opportunity to be on a channel with 141 subscribers.
Mhm.
I'm sure he's devastated.
He was probably like, fuck them.
He's got more subscribers than us. I don't blame him. I'd do the same thing. I'd be like, fuck these guys. They don't even have 200 subscribers. I'm gonna waste my fucking time.
No,
Pisces.
I wouldn't say that means you're a manipulator at all. Because
I'm
Pisces-
a
go
real
ahead.
deal manipulator. Like I can admit that about myself in my younger days. I am a legitimate manipulator, and I'm not an Aries or a Pisces.
I would say if people feel like you are a manipulator, that's probably something else in your chart being reflected. But Pisces, I would not say that by any means. I mean, they are ruled by the planet Neptune, which is kind of like dreamland, and it can kind of mean like deception, but I wouldn't put the word manipulating.
So you're making our guests feel bad now. You don't know. You don't need to be sorry about it. Investigation 13. You're all good. You're all good. Grimrock. We should have Grimrock with the painted face come on sometime, I guess. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you can come on next week. We're going to be talking about the Menendez brothers.
No, next week we got to do a solo trio run, just because we had I feel like we've been having a string of like people or whatever, but
Wait, what do you mean? Well, next week, aren't we going to be? It's going to be us three.
That's what I'm saying. Let's just do us three next week.
Yeah.
And then Grimrock, we will have you on. I want to separate guests. Like, it seems like we've been trying to stack everybody, but we need to like establish ourselves as a fucking trio before we start.
Well, this person wants to be interviewed.
Investigation 13, what do you want to talk about? If we bring you on,
what do you bring to the table?
Pretend this is a red pill podcast. What do you bring to the table, Investigation 13? Why should we be in a relationship with you?
I was thinking more face painted like Kiss, but okay.
No, Mark knew. I think it was King Diamond. Mark knew exactly what it was when he saw it. I would be down if you did like a Kiss face paint. I don't know if you do different designs or if you stick to one. I think you look good now. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool. I'm a big Kiss fan. The Ultimate Warrior would also be badass, but the Ultimate Warrior is a fucking trip. That guy's crazy. I need to have this fucking Florida kid on to talk about wrestling. Like he's all, oh, let me come on your channel. Let me come on your channel. And I gave him a day finally, and then he's like, oh yeah, I'll let you know. And he's still fucking just sending me reels, but not actually giving me a fucking time. Dude, they like get drunk and mess with alligators and shit.
What?
Yeah, it's just kid in Florida. Yeah, more like King Diamond. Yeah, Mark knew exactly when he saw it.
Yeah.
Stick to one. Okay, cool. I actually appreciate that. That means you have your deal. You stick with it. You're not trying to.
I do. Okay, well,
guide.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, that sounds actually pretty interesting. Yeah, fuck it. Let's bring him on sometime. Not next week, but it looks like we'll bring you on soon. I don't know. I don't want to like book a date just because I'm too like unorganized for that. Mark says merciful fate. Just whenever you get a chance on Wednesdays, pop into the chat and then we'll keep talking. We'll bring you on because that sounds really cool. Why didn't Mark die? Mark lives in a very dangerous country where I can't even make up a fucking story. Mark died because he was so embarrassed of being on this stream. It only has 141 subscribers, and he basically died of secondhand embarrassment. Well, firsthand, because he was on the stream. As soon as we finished up the stream last week, he was rushed to the hospital. Something happened with his heart. The doctor basically said, yeah, it was humiliation. So that's how Mark died. Okay, Mark just answered the question.
By floodwaters. The hurricane, to answer your question.
Yeah, I don't want to give away locations, but Mark is like...
You can guess the general region.
Yeah. He's not in the state that has been hit the hardest to try and throw off the trail a little bit, but he is around some areas that are experiencing some pretty extreme weathers right now. Although he has not died, but he did die. But his girlfriend of 4 days was swept away by the floodwaters. And he was not bothered by it at all because he's cold-hearted like that. And he already has a new girlfriend, by the way. So it's no big deal to Mark.
Mark, are you still working?
Probably. Okay, yeah, see, Mark doesn't. I'm trying to keep the aura alive here. The aura and the mystery. Oh, I'm so sorry. He is with God
We're
now.
Joking. He's here in the chat.
No, we are not joking. Mark has RIP is in the chat right now for Mark. Mark is no longer with us. Taught in prayer to, yeah, realistically, if I have to drop all my bullshit for a second, yeah, it looks pretty fucking gnarly up there where all that shit's going on. I live in California. I've never experienced a day of extreme weather in my life, so I can only imagine Just like going grocery shopping one day and then your fucking house is gone like the next day. Prayers for Mark. Yeah, damn straight.
Well, my one buddy that I mentioned to you guys yesterday, I spoke to him today, and he said that he has a friend that like lives in the mountains somewhere out there. Are there mountains? And then he said that his friend has a cabin.
Wait, did you just ask if there's mountains in that area?
Are there? I don't know. He said mountains. Those were his words.
Yes, yes.
There
That
are?
makes sense.
Okay. What mountains are out there?
Aren't
I
we
don't
talking
know.
about? Hold on, let me look this up. Yeah, aren't we, dude? I'm hoping someone will put it in the chat before I say it. Let me look up. Yeah, dude, isn't this close to the fucking Appalachians?
I don't know much about the geography on the East Coast, so I can't speak to it.
I don't either.
He told me that he has a friend that has a cabin in the mountains up there, and so he escaped from Asheville, and he's there. So I was like, okay, great. But he said that a lot of the towns out there have been like completely decimated. They're just gone. There's like thousands of people just gone missing.
I tried to. I don't know what I was going to say. I tried to say, yeah, that seems to be the MO for the people that are in charge right now. Is they just send money everywhere else, but then when people here are like dying, you know, I mean, like think about fucking Hawaii. That shit that just happened in Hawaii, which, of course, I think a little too much into everything. I think there was some other stuff going on there, but you guys are geographically challenged. Yeah, that's the Appalachian Mountains, or the Appalachians. I'm pretty sure they call them the Appalachian Mountains down there.
Well, that would make sense because my friend that is there now, he's super into doing those like peyote retreats out there and all that kind of stuff in the mountains. So
family in Florida where flooded lost their. Yeah, see, that's terrible, dude. I don't know. I don't want to say I don't see the appeal in living in those places, as I'm not trying to say anything bad about people making decisions to live there, but and you could say the same for California. I live in California. It's just always where I've lived. And California catches on fire one time a year, basically. So I guess I just happen to not live near the fires that start every year. But yeah, it would just suck. You're just kind of going about your business one day. And then one day the news is like, oh, hey, by the way, like the ocean is going to come on top of us in a week. And there's nothing, get in your basement and hope you don't die. Like, yeah, it just sounds shitty.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Dude, it's
right. Yeah.
I don't know, what were you gonna say?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah, I wasn't either. I was just gonna wing it. The storm wasn't normal for the. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing, that there was no way to prepare for it because it was. Which yeah, I thought I've never really heard of a hurricane hitting North Carolina, so that would also be the worst part, that it's, there's really nothing you could do about that. Whereas I guess Florida, at least Florida, it's kind of expected. Like, we know a hurricane happens basically once a year. Like, again, with California, we know California is going to burn down once a year. I have a friend.
It's fire season.
I have a friend who lives, his parents live on a goat farm out in the back roads somewhere. I won't mention the town, but one year when California was burning down, a big California fire was coming for their house, and they called the fire department, and they literally told them, we're busy. Like, sorry, there's nothing we can do. And my friend's mom prayed very hard to God. She's a very Christian woman. And the fire, literally the huge forest fire, stopped 10 feet from their house. There was a whole line of where the whole forest burned down. And just for some reason, the fire stopped 10 feet from their house. So, I was joking. I was like, I know his mom. And I was like, I bet she was very hyped. And she was very excited to go to church on Sunday and talk about how she prayed the fire, which I'm not making fun of her. I think that's awesome. But I make fun of her in a friendly way because, like I said, I know her. So it's a really cool thing, but it's a funny thing to me just because she's a really nice lady. The last time that a storm like this was 1988. It's not normal. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. But the first time I heard about this hurricane, I was like, wait, is North Carolina on the East Coast? And I'm like actually stupid. But yeah, no, it's not like entirely on the East Coast. Lots of mountains in western Pennsylvania, not like the ones in Vernal, Utah, though. Those are way bigger mountains. I've been to Utah one time when I was a child. Me and my mom took a train to Utah to see some family. Race had hundreds dead and missing. Yeah, the missing thing is, I mean, obviously the dead is terrible and the worst, but missing, I almost would think like, as a family member, it'd be terrible to be like, oh yeah, my family member is missing. This hurricane happened, and they're just gonna I'd imagine for the next weeks to months, they're just gonna be finding bodies. It's gonna get shittier. Ian did. I was stuck in North Carolina all the way back to Canada. What was the last comment? Okay, yeah, about floods in Florida. What is your favorite food, Annie? Let's take a break from all this.
Why do you ask that?
Let's take a break from this tragedy for a second. What's your favorite food?
What's your favorite food?
Are you British, or do you just put a U in there for fun?
Well, she said she's in Louisiana, right? So
you could be British and live in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite food is sushi.
That's a good one. But don't claim like all the mercury get into the fish. So I don't know. We're all just gonna. Who knows what will happen when we get older?
Well, I'm probably gonna die before I'm like 60.
Well, you never know. You might meet like the love of your life.
She has a crush on you.
Who?
Are you saying Jenny has a crush on Annie?
Gotta be Popeyes.
Gotta be Popeyes.
Listen. What's CMS?
I gotta Google this.
What is CMS?
We have one answer. Investigation 13 likes chili. I like a good chili. It's got to be a really good chili, though. It can't just be like a basic ass chili. CMS Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Is
what the fuck does that mean?
Content Management System. Is it one of those two?
I have no idea what that means, Mark.
Oh, it's both of our favorite foods, apparently. Crap my shorts. Yeah, I don't know what CMS is.
Now you're just getting creative. Wait, so do you like Popeyes?
Popeyes isn't that good.
Okay,
honestly.
So I follow this guy on Instagram. I'll have to look it up, but I don't know like how. Basically, he has a whole page where every couple days he will post a video of like new fast foods that are coming out. And he did a whole video the other day of like what's new coming to Taco Bell. And they're making like a Baja Blast pie. It's literally, it's like a fucking pie and it's blue with whipped cream and all that. I don't know. Maybe you'll want to try it. Like, I don't know.
God needs to flood the earth again. I'm not British on my favorite food. SpaghettiOs on toast. That sounds interesting. I can't talk. I think I've seen that Baja Blast pie thing, but oh, okay, Mark was right. Mark was onto something. She looks good, so I have a crush on her. Yeah. Well, so far you're the third person. One person from Africa has a crush on Annie. One person from Mexico. We're actually sending Annie to Mexico to meet this person.
No.
And now you are the third.
Yeah, but like both those guys never showed back up in the chat.
The one guy still follows us on Twitch, though. The guy from Africa.
Yes, that's what I said. The pie looks insane.
But gelato Baja Blast at least makes sense because Jello is like a fruity kind of. Okay, I guess pie is also like a fruity, but that's not the same way though. But yeah, no, that's just another sign that God just needs to flood the earth already. Just hurry up, get it done with. We're making Baja Blast pie and shit. CMS Harold and Kumar. I don't think I've seen Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it either.
Let me Google it. Oh yeah, it comes up as an option on Google. Oh, cock meat sandwich.
Okay.
So is it like the whole thing, or is it like you cut it up and cook it? Cock meat sandwich. The way everyone spelled, or no, I see it spelled two ways. One with cock meat separate and then cock meat together. But if it's together, then it would just be CS. But if you do it separate, it's CMS. That makes sense. Oh, fucking A, man.
Wait, I think I might have found the guy's profile. Let me
What
see.
guy's profile?
Okay, so the guy that promotes all the new fast foods and like junk foods coming out on Instagram, he calls himself Snackolator. And yeah, he just posted a video with the new Baja Blast pie coming to Taco Bell, and then they're coming out with like chicken nuggets
That sounds awesome, actually.
with like their own Taco Bell special sauce.
I'd eat the shit out of that.
What else? They're coming out with a new churro chiller shake. And then like a couple other things. But and then he gets like invited to these events that these companies host, and he can just try all of them. I think that Burger King is coming out with like a purple Whopper, which to me looks like that burger from SpongeBob that was like rotten. I forget what it was called. If you guys know that episode, it looks just like that for Halloween. Yeah. So
you know what? Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No. I was just gonna say that. Yeah, no, it's like he knows all the snacks. Snackolator is his name.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was gonna change the subject. Mark, if you're still in the chat, I was gonna tell. I know I mentioned to Mark that I had a good meth-related story. You know, I always have to do a good drug story on every stream. I never did meth, so it's some people that I knew. Okay. I want Mark to confirm that he's still in the chat though before I go on about this. So I'll wait for. Check this out. Who is Protomax? I've seen him numerous times on the channel. Protomax is actually John Stamos's second cousin, I think. You could also call him the GOAT. This is true. You could also call him the king of kings. I remember that episode where they think they killed the health inspector. Okay, Mark is here. Jenny says, "Aw." Does that mean like "aw" for the GOAT and the King of Kings? Okay. So, Mark, the story is my girlfriend at the time that I used to get high with. I've decided finally to name her Calamity Jane. So on the channel, that is the main ex-girlfriend, Calamity Jane. She is named after a rock band from the 90s. At the time, we had a dealer. We'll call him Jack and his girlfriend Sally. We'll just go real basic because we had a dealer who lived in a very small house with his girlfriend. So Jack and Sally and my girlfriend Calamity Jane. They lived about an hour and a half away from where we were living, and we used to drive there. For the context of the story, their house was out in the back roads, but I mean, it was like 20 seconds into the back roads, but it was a long, straight and narrow road. So basically, if you saw a car coming down the road, you knew what it was coming for. So that's kind of the context. We used to go over to their house. Since it was two couples, we'd go sit there. We'd hang out. We'd go, the Jack sold heroin, and then he also used meth. And then Sally, his girlfriend, only used meth. So, we'd go hang out. Me and Jack would play video games, and Sally and Calamity Jane would talk about girl stuff or whatever. And one night we were over there, but just like any other night, just sitting around hanging out, talking. They were also smoking meth though, so keep that in mind. They're doing their thing. And we're sitting there talking, and all of a sudden Sally is like, "Oh, I hear something out front. It's nighttime, pitch black outside." So she looks out, she peeks out the curtains or the blinds out the front window, and she's like, "Oh my God, there's a cop car right outside." So immediately Calamity Jane and I are like, "Well, this is it. Like, we're going to get arrested." I'm preparing what I'm going to tell my mom from the phone in jail. So then Jack's like, "No, there's no one outside." He gets up, he walks to the window. He's like, "Oh yeah, there's a fucking cop outside." So me and Calamity Jane are like, "Well, what should we do?" And they were like, "Well, they can't come in. They're probably not going to come in. They might just knock on the door and ask us how we're doing." Because of course all the cops knew them in this town. So like 5 minutes goes by. We're just kind of sitting around talking, hoping the cop just like happens to be in the back roads and is going to leave. Well, then one of them is like, "I heard a noise again." They get up and they look out the window and they're like, oh, there's another cop car. Now there's 2 cops outside. Like, they're going to do a raid. They're going to kick in the door. They're preparing to come. So now, dude, my dealer, I'd never seen this before. He gets up and he pulls off like a cheap little painting off the wall, and there's a fucking hole in the wall. And he starts grabbing all the paraphernalia off the coffee table. He's putting all the drugs and shit in the hole in the wall. Him and his girlfriend are putting all the stuff in the wall. As this is happening, dude, they're going back and forth from the wall to the window. And every time they look out the window, it gets worse. There's another cop car. Back to the window. I swear to God, there's a SWAT team outside. I swear to God, it got to the point, there was a helicopter outside at one point. There's the SWAT team. There's every cop in town. There's a helicopter outside. Me and Calamity Jane are sitting there, and they won't let us look out the window because they're like, no, you guys will fuck up the blinds and they'll see us or something. And so they're putting all the stuff away. They're panicking. And the only reason I thought of the story is because you mentioned SpongeBob. And so finally, after sitting there literally for like 10 minutes of our dealers panicking and us panicking, like, dude, the cops in a helicopter, we're going to jail. My girlfriend, Calamity Jane, she finally just goes, I have an idea. Let's leave. And it made me think of when Patrick says that in the SpongeBob episode. And so finally, what happens in the end of the story is finally we're like, hey guys, we're just gonna leave. Like, please just let us go. Like, you can't. They wanted us to stay, of course, but finally, we got up, we walked outside, and there's nothing. There's nothing out there at all. So we get in our car and just drive off. And then for a little bit more, we ended up learning this is a thing that they did. We talked to some of their friends, and their friends were like, oh yeah, they're very known to, like, they get their guns and like they're outside shooting at stuff in the middle of the night, like shooting. There's nothing. And they think there's like, yeah, they would smoke meth and just like hallucinate together. But yeah, no, I remember just the back and forth, just there's 2 cop cars outside, 2 minutes. There's 3 cop cars outside. The SWAT team is outside. The helicopter, dude, there's a helicopter. And dude, we're just sitting there fucking panicking, like, holy shit. Like, we're going to prison. Like, well, they're gonna come in here and shoot us. Like, what the fuck is that? Dude, it's terrible. And yeah, the hole in the wall, dude, straight up hole in the wall painting. Like, it looked like a painting you buy from like Target, just like some print of it, whatever. Hole in the wall. Dude, it was crazy. Protomax, what the fuck? Yeah, I used to get into some weird shit.
What's the story about the movie about the guy in the comment?
Talked about that movie when a guy had to eat his girlfriend's ass. August Underground. That movie I was telling you about that you can watch for free on Effed Up Movies, by the way. EFFED upmovies.com. August Underground. It's basically meant to look like a snuff tape made by just like degenerates that go around murdering people. They're in a gas station, they're torturing people, and there's a guy and a girl. You can't really tell if it's brother and sister, but it seems kind of more so to be like boyfriend and girlfriend. And the guy, they grab the guy and they kind of start shoving his face into her ass like it's a humiliation. Keep in mind, this was like 2001, 2002. This was before ass eating was a big trend like it is now. But the guy starts gagging, and I'm like, dude, imagine the self-esteem of your girlfriend if you get near her ass and you start gagging. Like, any girl I ever dated would have been devastated. Let's see. That's how meth you see shit, and people are so paranoid. I used to take apart my DVD player for my age. I never experienced this. I've been around a lot of people that have smoked meth, but I never been around someone that actually experiences like a psychosis to that level. Most of the time, I'd be around someone, they'd smoke it, they might perk up a little bit. Like, never had I seen anything like this. And then, yeah, their friends were like, oh, no, they do this all the time. Like, they have gotten in trouble because they'll start shooting guns off outside. And then somebody will call the cops, and then the cops will actually show up. And yeah, it was remind me not to start meth. Yeah, no, I will remind you every time you're in the stream, if that's what it takes. It sounds like a bad time. DVD player, yeah. Yeah, great time. I just remember that episode of SpongeBob. I think it's where are they? It's Patrick. He goes, I have an idea. And SpongeBob's like, what? And Patrick goes, let's leave. Like, it's the biggest, the biggest realization. I don't know if they're in Sandy's tree dome or if they're somewhere, but yeah, Calamity Jane was just like,
wait, is that the one when they can't breathe in Sandy's dome?
That's what I'm thinking, but I don't think it's that episode. I think
and then they like collapse. Could be. Okay,
if you can Google SpongeBob, I have an idea, let's leave. No, it's hold Hold on. Okay, no, I got you. Let me pull it up. It's not that episode. It is the one where they're on the pirate ship. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Hello. Oh, yeah.
Wait, I have an idea.
Really? What is it?
Let's leave.
That was straight up my girlfriend in the moment. Like,
Oh, man.
but yeah, of course they didn't want to let us leave because they thought if we walked outside, you know, the cops would start coming in. And I think my girlfriend at the time was like, if there's a helicopter and a SWAT team, they're coming in no matter what. Like, I also didn't want to leave.
Wait, so why were they there?
They weren't there.
Oh, they weren't actually there?
No, nobody was there. We walked outside and nobody was there.
So it was just all hallucinogenic.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
technically it was a, they call it folie à deux. It was a shared hallucination between this couple that we hung out with. There was one time I was over there. This was a weirder story. Yeah, Max. I mean, I just played it, but yeah, the Dutchman ship. There was a weirder story one time I was over there. I got a lot of stories with them. It was just me this time. No, we knew a guy named Vince. I can say his name because I'll never talk to him. He might even honestly be dead by now. I feel like I heard about him dying. I'm not sure though, but there was a guy named Vince, and he was kind of a strange character. But one day I was over there, and again I'll call him Jack. Jack answers the phone, and he's like, "Yeah, hello," and it's fucking Vince, and Vince is talking on the phone, and he sounds frantic. And I was sitting over there by myself with them, and Jack hangs up the phone, and he's like, "Yeah, that was Vince. The cops just beat the shit out of him, and he gave them all our information. They're on their way right now." So of course I'm like, dude, fuck. Like, so I'm scrambling. I'm getting my stuff. I still had to buy my stuff. So he's like, my dealer's he's like weighing shit out. I'm like, bro, hurry like rip me off. I don't care. I'm not hanging around here for the cops to show up. They ended up getting in the car, taking off out of town. Yeah, all kinds of crazy shit over there. They were like the biggest dealers in that town. So it was always something. Vince McMahon, yeah. No, this guy was not like, this guy was weird. This guy was like the weirdest motherfucker. Dude, the original movie was a great movie. And yeah, they might as well have dumped it after the first movie. They should have made that the last. But of course, you know, everything that makes money, they have to continue milking it. So Jenny's leaving you.
Well, it seems like they have been watching our show for quite some time.
She heard me talking about August Underground.
Yeah. So I just want them to like send me an Instagram message so I can like know who this person is.
Annie will be back on next Wednesday.
I will, and yes, I will be here every Wednesday. Saturdays are for Rob and Mark.
Usually,
Like
sometimes we'll switch it up. We were talking about a movie this Saturday. It seems like.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. We have a guest. It's not our guest, but it's a this guy's back from the dead. He's alive.
What? He's here.
Dude, what a fucking nightmare.
What happened?
I'm just fucking overworked and underpaid.
And alive.
Yeah, I was listening to you guys cracking up on the fucking my face. See how red my face is? I've been outside all day.
Dude, hell yeah. Is it hot there or is it cold there now?
It's kind of cold, but even with the sun, like I get burnt. Like I'm fucking white.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about SpongeBob, dude. I don't know why, but do you remember the episode where like Squidward goes to this like fancy town and he's like, "They have it, canned bread."
Yeah.
I didn't love that, dude. Yeah.
Canned bread does sound like a good idea.
Is alive.
You know what I heard today?
Exist.
I heard today that Subway's bread is so unhealthy and packed with sugar that it's classified as cake in most other countries.
I've heard that.
Wow.
I've heard that.
Dude,
But I feel like Europeans say that about pretty much all the bread in America.
Well, because America puts shit
True.
in their food.
Yeah. No, 100%.
their Subway's meat is so bad. It's not even on like the scale, like you know, like how it's like F rated is the worst. It's like beyond, like it's not even like it's like yeah, what's up, Jenny from the block? But yeah, apparently they're Their meat is so bad. And do you ever see that shit on the Jared Fogle, the guy from Subway? Like how he like molested kids and shit?
Oh, did you watch the documentary?
Yeah,
Oh my god, it was crazy. It
crazy.
was so crazy.
I'm on my phone, by the way, so this is a weird ass angle of my ugly ass face.
I was gonna say, Andy, we got to be careful not to laugh too hard over Mark because back on the phone, we'll cut him off on accident.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Squidward meme is awesome.
Awesome. Look at the horrible beard.
It's better than mine. Oh yeah, I know, I've seen that meme. When he like poorly says motherfucking Newports. Yeah, I love that shit. I fucking hate California that we have no real Newports anymore.
That's what you'd smoke was fucking Newport menthols?
No, my preferred cigarette is Marlboro Smooths. They taste like a Christmassy kind of mint, like peppermint. But Gavin Newsom is banning flavored tobacco and wants to get rid of all tobacco, but wants there to be weed stores on every street corner. So like, feel free to smoke all the pot you want, but don't smoke cigarettes.
You're not for weed. You're not about weed.
I don't care. Like I'm not saying I think it should be harshly. I don't, but if you're gonna you can't tell me I can't smoke a menthol cigarette when you've got weed stores on every street corner. That's how I feel about it.
It's hypocritical. I get it.
Yeah. I'm much safer driving a car smoking a cigarette than I am driving a car smoking pot. That's for sure. I still make my own menthols though. I buy menthol crystals. Pinot Moche shows up. Is that how you pronounce it? Pinot Moche? Or is it supposed to be Pina Moche?
It would have a little thing if it was Pina.
Yeah, but maybe he just didn't find it in time. I don't know.
You'd have Squidward's like fancy cousin's eyebrow, the little thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. But American Spirits, they take like a fucking year to smoke.
Yeah. Dude, it's been an eventful stream tonight.
It has.
Yeah, I missed all the good shit. I had so much shit to say. I was like in the truck. I was like, "You fucking fuck this." I was like, "Listen to me."
I knew you would enjoy that drug story.
Yeah, that was great. So what I was gonna say, Annie, I know it's like you're not a meth head, so like you wouldn't understand.
I would not.
But no, like people that do meth, like they go into psychosis because it makes you up. You stay up for fucking days.
Yeah.
I hear.
Well, I see all the crazy homeless people here, and they're on it, and
yeah, and like
I
they're
see
all.
that.
So you think like you're, something's outside and it's nothing. It's a fire hydrant. You think it's a fucking midget with a coat on. So,
dude,
yeah.
What
about that midget chick? You wouldn't bang her?
No, midgets. They just. I'm 6'3". It would be a huge difference. It's.
So, hold on. Here's a question for the general public. Would you hook up with a little person? Like, say she had like a really hot face, though. Would you hook up with a little? Mark is saying he would, and Rob is saying he wouldn't. So
her ass was fat. Dude.
She did have a huge ass. Okay,
So
but I'm just saying the arms were really small.
I'm 6'3". I've been with really short. I'm pretty sure my shortest girlfriend was like 4'11". She might have been 5 foot even. I straight up introduced a no kissing while standing up rule because I was just tired of having it. I've been with short girls that are probably like pretty close to being legal midgets. There's just something about the actual. Why not?
No.
Just not my style.
Well, investigation 13 says why not?
Yeah, does that mean you would? I mean, no, nothing against
so.
it. Nothing against it. It's fine. It's just not my, it's not my thing. I just
Pin her on my dick. Fuck.
Jesus.
Look. What?
The washing machine?
That's too vulgar for a disco acid cult.
No, nothing's too vulgar for this shit. I just told a paranoid meth story.
Okay, so have you ever seen on Instagram? So there's like this little people, like what I showed you guys, but then there's like a whole section of Instagram where it's like hot chicks with Down syndrome.
Oh,
no.
And then they're like on OnlyFans.
No.
I think you'd be like committing a
tons of
crime.
followers.
No. You're a sick bastard. That's what you're into. Fuck
No,
that.
no. I'm just saying, have you
No,
seen
not-
it?
Saying if a person is into that, they're a sick fuck.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen some of these profiles, and these girls have like hundreds of thousands of followers. It's insane.
I would imagine it's a novelty thing. Like the guys that follow him, they probably just think it's funny, to be honest.
That's fucked up. And I'll tell you what else.
But they have like a huge ass and tits, and they
I
like
don't-
have the makeup and the nails.
They're retarded. What do you mean?
They do.
If it's
Yeah,
if it's illegal for me to hook up with a girl, I'm not going to subscribe to her OnlyFans.
No, wait. Back up. So Protomax, 100%. It's totally unethical and wrong because you're taking advantage of somebody who's not in their right fucking mind. Number one.
But first of all, she is in the frame of mind to like get all dolled up and post these videos and stuff of herself online.
No.
I'll bang a midget for sure. I would never do somebody with
Down syndrome.
Down syndrome. But another thing that really bothered me, and I don't know why. So there was a girl who like came on my feed, and she's in a wheelchair, right? Like totally paraplegic, and she was promoting her OnlyFans, and I'm like, this is fucking weird. So I clicked it just out of curiosity. There's like all these people that are like following her, and like, it's not right to me. I don't know. Like, there's nothing wrong with her mentally, but like, she's in a wheelchair, dude. Like, why would you want to watch that? Like, that's fucking weird to me. I don't know. Strange. Like, it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't sit right.
I can get with that. It seems weird.
Like, how about the 100 other porn categories you could watch, and that's what you're fucking watching? Like,
Yeah. Really quick, I do have to get this. Yeah, American Spirits are definitely the cigarette of shoegaze. If that is a thing. If it's not, someone needs to make a meme about that because they might as well call them shoegaze cigarettes.
Grimrock, easy to manipulate.
Dude, yeah, girls in wheelchairs, the girls with Down syndrome, that's just straight up illegal. Like, no way.
There's a whole section of Instagram. It's insane. I don't know, but they get like
illegal.
tons of because they're over the age of 18.
But if you hook up with them,
I don't know what they're doing. I mean, they have OnlyFans. And people are paying for it, so
that's what I'm saying. If it's unethical or illegal for me to hook up with a girl, I will also not follow her for lustful purposes, I guess you call it, even though it's not like I'm jacking
But
off
like,
on Instagram.
okay, have you ever heard of like nugget porn?
No. What are you into?
Fuck, dude. Yeah.
Wait, I don't know if we're thinking of the same thing, but the one that
No,
I have heard of is when people have no limbs.
Yeah.
So it's just like a body.
That's foul.
It is foul. It's so foul.
People are such pieces of shit. Like, we've created monsters in society because before the internet, there was never any of these like categories. It was like, okay, you stole your uncle's Playboy, and that's as weird as it got. Now it's like fucking girl dressed as goblin with tentacle porn, like hentai, like fucking weird shit. Like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah. The internet's taken it way too far. When I was in high school, me and my friends, we had an inside joke where we would pull up, we knew the exact way to find this exact video every time. So like we'd like bring somebody new into my buddy's living room and be like, oh, check out this cool video. And somebody would distract the friend by talking to them. And then the guy on the computer would pull up the video. And it was like a circle of girls all squirting on an octopus running around on the floor.
God.
Looking back now, that's definitely probably classified as like some kind of animal abuse, but
So speaking of like nugget porn, let me tell you. So for shows like for instance, like the Jerry Springer show. Okay, I found this information out from a friend who like was in the audience from that show like years ago. So when you watch those kinds of shows where they're basically like having like people in a couple that are like confronting one another, and then you hear like when the guy admit something like, oh, he cheated, and then it goes to the audience and the audience is like, oh my god, and they're like screaming all about it. To get that reaction from the audience, what they'll do something shocking on like basically in front of them that you don't see to get that authentic like boo from them. And usually what they'll do And from what my friend said, is they'll do something where they'll like have somebody with no arms and legs like crawl across the stage, and then you get that shocking reaction from the audience, and then they'll use that and match it with the guy that's like, "Oh, I cheated on you," and then
For what they
it's
should have
fucking crazy.
what they should have done is for cheers, just have a white girl show her tits, and then for boos, have that same white girl say the N word every time. It would have worked perfectly.
Yeah, for the tits thing. Yeah.
You wouldn't boo a white girl for saying the N word?
What?
I didn't date, but I kind of had a thing. I hooked up with a girl who was 22, a fucking white girl, and she used to say the N word, and like completely unironically, like just thought she had the pass and was able to say it. I was like, you're embarrassed. Like, you're embarrassed. You're humiliating. I don't want to ever be seen with you. I fucking hated this girl, but I was bored at the time, so I stuck around for like a month. But I let it be known. I told her, I was like, I'm embarrassed by you. Like, there's no one else in the car right now, and I'm embarrassed by you. And she was like, she would get pissed. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. I don't care. Like, leave. Please leave. Like, I don't want to be here. But
Okay, she was racist.
no, she wasn't. I wouldn't say she was racist. She just legitimately thought she was cool. Like, she thought she was like hard. Like, she, from our small, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there are just those white girls that just think they, for
Trash.
some reason, can
Trash.
say it.
So Annie, what's your favorite food?
Hey, you never answered that.
I mean, I've got a lot of favorite foods. I like food.
No, I was
Sushi
just-
is good, like what you guys said.
I was just joking, which like the way she
What's
said
your favorite food?
CMS.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, and this is gonna sound like such a generic like answer, but like I'm obsessed with pizza. I could eat pizza all day,
Pizza's
every fucking
good. Pizza's good.
nutritional value in it at all. But I love all foods. Clearly, I love all foods.
Do
So-
you are you a judgmental prick, or do you appreciate a good Little Caesars pizza?
So no, I'm not a judgment. I'm from New Jersey, where it's like the fucking like pizza capital. But like I love like a trash pizza when I'm like drunk. Like go get Little Caesars, get fucked up, eat the whole thing, and like there's so much sodium that you can't even close your hands the next morning.
Oh god.
Like, yeah, it's so
It's
bad.
rough.
It's bad. Yeah, like when you're drunk though, like you eat the whole thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I love Little Caesars.
Like it's trash, but then like you regret it the next day.
Oh, you know what? One of my favorite foods is. I used to live off of these with the singer of my last band. I was like 19, and then later on, this carried over to when I was on drugs. They'd be in a car. The Monterey chicken taquitos from 7-Eleven on the rollers, dude. The best things in the world. I remember one year for my birthday, my girlfriend was like, "What do you want to eat? I'm gonna take you out to eat for your birthday." Fucking 7-Eleven taquitos. She was pissed. She's like, "Dude, I want to take you out to eat for your fucking birthday." I'm like, "I know, I heard you. I want taquitos."
It's not.
They're a guilty pleasure, but I don't know if I'd get them for my birthday. Like I'm a big like steak guy, so like on my birthday, I'd
Yeah.
get a steak.
100%.
Talking about Little Caesars. I thought you were saying the quality of the 7-Eleven taquitos went up.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
guys have people on the YouTube. I don't know if you could see. There was like 11 people watching.
Really?
I think
How
I
impressive.
I was talking to or I mentioned it to my buddy that I had on Saturday. I think I feel like we've hit I don't want to say we hit an algorithm, but it seems like when I stream, when I do like a random stream on a Friday night, nobody shows up, but on Wednesdays we get people. So I think our channel probably catches like it's like, hey, we know this channel's on Wednesday nights, so we'll kind of
Well, we used to have like 2 or 3, so 11 is great.
Moving on up in the world.
Now we're
Yeah.
gonna aim for 20.
I was gonna say, I mean, shit, I could do a Friday. I can do tomorrow, but
One of you guys needs to just say something so outrageous, and then it'll just.
I'm down for tomorrow, even if it's just us two.
yeah, I'm not doing anything. It's funny because normally I have my laptop set up. Right now, the phone is on a Tupperware container with this Campbell's soup can, and that's holding it up right now.
The Coke Zero Oreo flavor. That sounds disgusting, but it sounds like it could surprisingly be good.
Oh
Why
wait,
not?
okay. So the
Oh, he said very good.
Snackolator guy spoke about the Coke Zero Oreo flavor. He said it just tastes like a straight dessert, and you should have it as like a candy or dessert.
Yeah, but why not just a normal frozen Coke like the Slurpee? Why not just that? Why has it got to be the zero, the healthy?
Well,
chemical-
because the Coke Zero cancels out the sugar of the Oreo, right? Like that,
Right.
like that fat bitch says on that one show. You drink a diet soda and it counts as like the sugar you just ate.
Do you ever see that one chick? She's like really really heavy set, and like she like does these food reviews, and like they'll mess up her order, and she'll be like upset. I ordered just
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Why?
We send those videos to each other all the
Why?
time.
Why are you trying to be polite? She's a fat ass. What do you mean heavy set? She's a fat.
Yeah.
She
come
is
on.
huge. Her
Wait,
name is like Amber Lynn or something like that.
You just sent me that shit last night. Yeah, she's the
Yeah.
one that's like, well, I asked for a salad, but they gave me 7 pieces of chicken, fucking like bacon or
She's-
something.
She did like a whole video that I sent to Rob where it was like she got some like new kind of equipment to wipe her ass. I guess they make like these like
What?
big like they make these like sticks for
'Cause
like
she can-
super fat people
'cause
so
they
you can
can't
like
reach.
And she was like promoting it. Like it was
Oh.
like a,
That's when
And-
you need to. That's when you need to start thinking of some drastic options when you can't reach your own ass.
I'm definitely overweight, but the moment that I can't reach my own ass is when I would be like, I gotta, like go get a surgery done or something.
Yeah,
Like a beer gut from like being like careless with my diet my whole life, and like now I'm paying for it.
I like that video of Trump saying he's never seen a. I don't think I've ever seen that.
So-
I've never seen a skinny
so I-
person drinking a Diet Coke.
I saw this video the other day. So there's a restaurant in Vegas on Fremont. I forget what it's called, but I think like when you go in, you basically have to wear like a nurse's outfit or something like that. It's like some famous place. They have like a giant like weigh station out front, and then you can like weigh yourself to the public, and if you weigh over 350 pounds, your meal is free. So it was like a video of like a whole dozen obese people like lining up, and they all were like 450, 650, and I'm like, who?
Did you see the video? You got to look it up to where they have the camera hidden, and like they'll be like single people, and they'll be like looking around if nobody's there, and like hop on, and as soon as it's over 350, they just run inside because they're so happy that like they made.
They're
I'm
like,
bro,
you got to
not-
hit 350 to get that free meal.
they'll look around. They'll look around. And they'll be like, no one's looking. Them jump on it, and they'll be like, "Brrr," and they'll be
Yeah.
like, okay, and they just shoot in.
Dude, yeah. Once you hit like,
Rob's so unimpressed.
just once you hit like a certain amount, you gotta start thinking like, dude, I hit 150 for the first time in my life within like the last year, and even I was like, yeah, my average that I like throughout my life, generally it's been between like 138 and 143, 144. But
That's
yeah, I
so
hit
tiny. That's
150 recently, and even then I was like panicking. I'm like, holy fuck, like I gotta start working out, I gotta start running again. Now that it's getting
Dude.
cold out this winter, I'm gonna work on the abs again. Dude, it only takes me a couple months to get abs. That's the one lucky thing about me. I can get abs in like a couple months if I really want to.
You're lucky, man. Like
That's
people are
really
like, oh,
cool.
I'd rather be fat than skinny. Like, no, I'd rather be skinny than fat. Like, you know, being fat is not healthy. Like, I'm overweight. It's not healthy. It's not good. You get tired all the fucking time. It's horrible. And it's nobody's fault but mine. You know what I mean? Like, I used to be in great shape. And then I'd just be like, oh, I'm just going to get drink and eat a whole pizza. Like, you know how fucking many calories are in a whole fucking pizza? Like ruin myself. And then you're like, oh, fuck. Like, here I am. Miserable.
I'm pretty sure it's like cool to go to the gym now. I think like Protomax, you're young and cool. Isn't like among you and your like generation, isn't it cool to like vape and go to the gym and shit?
Vaping.
Yeah.
Vape at the gym.
I've never gone to a gym. I always wish when I work out, I just do like workouts on my floor in my room. I've got some dumbbells, and I've got like a what's it called, the weight, the kettlebell weight or whatever.
I used to do Muay Thai for a couple years, and I trained at this gym here, and that where like UFC fighters train. It was incredibly intimidating, but it was really cool.
I would imagine. I wouldn't want to. That's why I don't want to go to the gym, because I'll just be embarrassed.
Well, it was okay because there were like a ton of people, so it was like myself and then like all the other people, and then like the UFC fighters were there to train for the UFC fights, and they would just join in on the regular classes. So I remember they would like pair us up, And so somebody would be like holding a bag for somebody else. And so I remember like I'd be holding the fucking like the mat on my leg for like the guy across from me to like kick. And it's like some UFC fighter. And then and he's going like all in on me because he's training for his fight. And I would just say like, can you go a little easy on me? Like I'm new. And then they're like, oh yeah, for sure. But then like what's easy for a UFC fighter is like not for a normal person. It was there was a lot of pain.
Going to the gym is great. I used to work out all the time, but the only gripe I have with today's like modern day gyms is like it's more like a cliquey like high school weird thing, like where like everybody's like hanging out and talking instead of fucking working out. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
you go to a day and people are just like everybody's just like, yo, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? Like I'm like, you fucking like what the fuck? Like I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Are you asking Annie if she ever saw Brock Lesnar?
I used to train with Chris Cyborg.
If I ever saw Brock Lesnar in real life,
Where did Mark go?
it must have been his internet thing. He'll come back in, I'm sure. If I ever saw Brock Lesnar in real life, even if like I wasn't interacting with him, I would just be scared just because like he's around. Yeah, I would imagine it's his internet.
Yeah.
But he'll pop back up if he can.
Well, so anyways, Nick goes to the gym and he tells me that when he goes, it's like the gym bros are there, of course, like lifting weights, but then there's like this whole group of young people that go to the gym now just for Instagram videos. So it's like a lot of girls.
I was just saying bye to Investigation 13.
It's like a lot of like Instagram girls will show up with like a fucking tripod and then they'll like grab some weights and like pretend to squat and, you know, pretend to work out just for the video. And they take up a lot of space from what he tells me and they're in the way.
That sounds like this comment.
They get their clips and then they leave.
Here we go. I figured it was his internet.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. I can always click you back in. Oh, dude, you met Ric Flair?
Yeah, Annie, what you said.
You gotta show us that picture of you and Ric Flair. Just like send it on the Instagram or something if you have it. Man, that's awesome. Protomax would be hyped on that. Yeah, right away. No way, Ric Flair. That's sus. Yeah, dude, Ric Flair's a fucking wild animal. Dude, meeting Ric Flair in public, I would also be scared to meet Ric Flair in public for a totally different reason than I would be for meeting Brock Lesnar. But I'd be terrified. Push to my hell yeah, I want to see that. Ric Flair is that's a whole different animal right there. Gyms, yeah, I don't know. Gyms just seem. I'm sure there's a lot of cool people at gyms. I'm not saying they're like terrible places, but
Aaron Carter used to go to the Muay Thai gym that I went to.
Didn't Aaron Carter?
He died, yeah, but he caused a lot of problems.
Well, yeah, no shit. Did you ever see that guy?
Yeah, it's crazy because I remember like Aaron Carter as a kid, and he was such a heartthrob, and then he ended up in basically the desert out here, and he was married to just a regular chick. Pretty much anybody could have just said, "Hey, what's up?"
Hold on, I gotta change up the.
I don't mean to digress, but like you were talking about wrestlers, my friend's mom looks like Dusty Rhodes, like big time.
That's hilarious.
Oh, speaking of wrestlers, so one of my best friends that I've had for nearly my whole life, her mom is one of the original Glow ladies. If you know Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling from the 80s.
I don't know.
I do. In Protomax, I do think he talked about Michael Jackson. No, that's Macaulay Culkin, or is it Aaron Carter that talked about Michael Jackson? Macaulay Culkin
was friends with Michael.
But I don't know if he came out and talked about Michael Jackson.
Yes, I do think Michael did all of that. Have you seen the documentary?
Yeah.
Actually, no. I told you guys that he did all of that because of my uncle Dion from Wham.
I've actually recently learned some stuff that makes me think he didn't, but I also think I could go either way. I could be persuaded either way.
Have you seen Leaving Neverland, the documentary?
That shit is nuts.
I haven't.
All right. I watch that and take the facts that you think you have and watch that and watch the interviews. of the fucking police and the fucking kids, and he was a piece of shit. Phenomenal entertainer, but he totally did it. The fact that he had Playboy magazines with children's faces taped, so it was a woman's body and a kid's face taped to it. What's your fucking that, dude? I mean,
Well, he would
listen,
definitely.
he made Thriller, man, but he was a piece of shit for sure.
I've never even been like, I'm not a defender. I've never been a huge Michael Jackson fan, anyways. Honestly,
Right.
honestly, the only thing
Like-
I really like by him is not even his song. I really like that song by Rockwell. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I fucking love that
Oh,
song.
that's a
Great
good
song.
song. Yeah.
But that's not even his song. So yeah, no, I'm not a big Michael Jackson fan at all. I don't
No.
consider him the king of pop in my mind.
I wasn't pointing that towards you. I meant like
Oh, I know.
any has like an opinion towards him not doing it, and they watched that documentary, dude. I was fucking shocked. Now I know that like documentaries are biased, but dude, there was so much like outstanding evidence that like I feel like anybody like online that defends him, if you've seen that and you still defend him, that's a weird flex, dude.
Yeah.
Like he was
Yeah. No, there's too
they
much evidence showing that he did do that.
Now here's the problem. They interviewed his housekeepers, his maids, and they all defended him, right? But they said they defended him because he was paying them off and they needed the money. Like even though they were Michael Jackson's housekeepers, they weren't making the money they should be making.
So I do got to be honest here. One of the reasons, or like somewhere that I heard some like stuff that made me think maybe he didn't do it, was a person that was implying that the Jews were behind it. So it was one of those people. So that also you got to take with a grain of salt. But yeah, it could have been the Jews. Literally, the theory was that the Jews framed Michael Jackson. But there was good
Bush
stuff
did
in
Michael Jackson.
it. The what?
Yeah. No, I said Bush
Dude,
did Bush Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but Bush did Michael Jackson. Bush did 9/11 is one of my favorite like slogans.
And people blame like, he had a horrible childhood. He did, right? Okay, like same thing we were talking about Eileen Wuornos. Like she had a horrible childhood, whatever, and like became this monster. But like the difference is like he had every opportunity to stop and go with any woman he wanted, even though he looked like a fucking freak. He had every opportunity to change that, I guess, craving he had, and he didn't.
I did not get that. Did you get them in your messenger? No, I don't have a
Dusty Rhodes is a tough
message
lady.
from you.
Like, yeah, she's ugly as hell, dude.
Yeah, that
Every
would be a
time
huge bummer.
Every time I see his mom, I'm like, to myself, I'm like, the American dream, you know, like son of a plumber. It's fun.
Dusty Rhodes is he is a funny guy, but yeah, I would hate to be a lady that looks like Dusty Rhodes. It won't let me send them there. Hang on.
His interviews are so great. He's like, they're like, you know, when did you know you were gonna become a star? And he's like, I knew when I came out of my mama's womb, I was gonna be so sweet. Like,
I love that video when he's working at a gas station and he like pumps the lady's gas and he's just like the most charismatic gas station attendant ever.
let me check your oil, sweetheart. Yeah, I've seen that.
Fucking Dusty Rhodes.
I
He's
do a pretty
way-
good.
You do a pretty good Dusty Rhodes. He's definitely cooler than his son Cody Rhodes too. Man,
Fuck.
we got a lot done tonight. Annie has developed her third fan.
Oh God. So you guys need fans now too.
Let's run through the chat. We had my buddy from last Saturday popped up for a quick second. Dirty White Boy 118. I think I still have that actually in the. No, I changed it to my other buddies, but everyone should still follow this Instagram. My buddy's got I think over 300,000 followers right now. Like he's killing it. He has a brand and everything and makes money and shit. We had one random Twitch person.
What?
The dude you interviewed, the race car guy, he was cool, man. He was just so down to earth. He's like, dude, I'm not cool anymore, but I'm still kind of cool in like a dad way. I was like, funny as
Yeah.
he said that.
Yeah,
He was cool.
Mark, do you have Netflix?
I do.
Okay, you do?
Yes.
Okay, so on Monday, you will also be watching the Menendez
Oh, I will.
documentary. And then you and I will report on it Wednesday.
But yes, I will do it. Just
then,
message me and remind me, and I'll.
And then we'll inform Rob all about it.
Sure Smoke popped in with a comment at one point. I should start doing like a highlight reel of comments, but it sucks to scroll through all the old ones. I'm trying to find that we had a random Twitch guy show up for like the German guy, the guy from Germany. He showed up for a few minutes. I can't find his comments though. Where
I
did
keep
you
losing
go?
service.
Twitch. Oh, so once we get so many comments, I can't scroll back farther. So that's where they are. We had so many.
I saw that little sign that was like, "You're on a comment streak" or something like that. With that
we had so many comments that I can't scroll back all the way through them. So
that's great.
The last comment we have from Twitch
that.
guy is the one where he says he has to go.
We're making progress.
Yeah, I think it's Mark. We should stream tomorrow night, and if you can make it, of course, join. But just because I want to test my theory, I'm pretty sure when we stream on not Wednesdays or Saturdays, YouTube like doesn't push us as much as it like usually does. Protomax, do you get like a notification when we? I mean, I hope you don't waste your time getting fucking notifications from our YouTube channel like all that. But does YouTube like say anything? I know like some channels, YouTube like automatically sends me shit if they go live, and I turn it off because I hate looking at that shit. But curious to see if anybody. I remember Asteria. She hasn't been in the chat in like fucking forever, but she said that at one time she got like a notification when we went live. Y'all ever seen that video of him hooping? Dusty Rhodes? I don't think I've ever seen a video of him playing basketball. Was balling out in some fucking spandex ass tight white.
Yeah,
that sounds like fucking
dude. He had a full-on woman's camel toe in the spandex. I seen that shit. I seen that.
I do get a notification when I stream. Yeah, I've never seen that. I gotta watch that. Dusty Rhodes playing basketball. That sounds like
look that up, Rob. You'll be laughing your ass off if you see that. He's got like a fucking. He literally looks like he's got camel toe and he's in the spandex and he's full face paint and everything. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I don't know. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to rant about. All I know is I'm waiting. Obviously, no rush. I'm waiting for that picture of our boy Grim with Ric Flair. I got some spam messages on the Instagram that are just like porn girls trying to take us out on dates.
I think that's it. I'm probably gonna go do my thing. So.
Yeah, well, shit. I'm glad Mark came back to life. Oh wait, hold on. We got two pictures. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, sorry.
What?
I was just saying I'm not gonna put the pictures up on the stream, but I know we keep going at the same time.
Yeah, I need my fucking internet back.
Well, when are you getting it back? In like 3 weeks?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. We just got power the other day.
That's crazy.
Oh, dude. Grimrock, you're like in the ring with Ric Flair with the Intercontinental Championship in the face paint. That's badass. I'm gonna sound like I'm scolding you, and I'm not. Annie, I need to. I'll mention this to you too. You guys got to stop tagging Disco Acid Cult. I'm trying to. That page is down to 9,001 followers. We're gonna drop down into 8, but I'm only trying to push the TV page now. So Disco Acid Cult TV is usually what I like to post, and I try to get people to forget about Disco Acid Cult. Obviously, I'm not like fucking mad about it or anything. But Mark, your screen is frozen.
Oh no! Oh no! It's really bad.
You literally look like you're dead.
Somebody get him some Wi-Fi.
He needs some milk.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
I love how it's just like a It's just him smiling. There we go.
No, but see, now hold on. Now I feel bad, Grimrock. It's like I'm not like mad or anything. It's just I'm trying to just go ask Colt without the TV. That was the old Instagram that was kind of like a true crime page. Oh, we lost him.
All right. Well, I think that means you guys will be on tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll try to come on tomorrow. We'll see how
What
Mark's
are you
situation.
what are you gonna talk about? Just
Same shit we
anything.
talked about tonight.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, man, those
well,
pictures
I'm
were
gonna
badass.
go because it's 8:00. I'm tired.
All right, yeah, shit. Thanks for hanging out. Grimrock and Potomax, you guys are the last ones standing.
Thank you for coming.
And I also should say really quick, Grimrock, it's cool at all that you're posting the shit at all. So I do appreciate that. Yeah, now I feel like a dick. But no, I'm not trying to be a dick. But yeah, no, that is super cool. Yeah, we did use the Dragon Balls to wish Mark back from the dead. We're gonna get off him and Mark's gonna try to click back on and then we're gonna be gone. So I'll click you off and then I'm gonna sit awkwardly for like 10-15 seconds because our streams have been getting cut off pretty early when we just say bye and then log right off. So you can get out of here.
Okay. All right. I'll see you later.
All right. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.